What kind of a friend are you guys? Are you good friends? I mean, to
Terrible.
other people, or are you like one of those friends that, yeah, I'll get to you, I'll do it later?
Very selfish.
I'm great. I don't know why
I'm
I
the
can't
worst.
keep any.
Yeah, yeah. He doesn't call any of his friends back, but he's a really good friend.
So that's a great way to be. Have you ever been in one of these like kind of threesomes where it's two friends and then another one and you have to kind of psych it out?
Uh, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm in some groups of friends I'm one of three.
I can't. I'm jealous. I have a lot of friends. I feel, a healthy amount, not, I don't overextend, but like, I'd rather, I would love a tight, long lasting threesome. I would even love a tight best friend for a long time.
It's a cry for help.
I can't keep it that, I got my wife and that's kind of
Your
it.
wife's your best friend.
That's
You're
true.
that guy.
I'm that guy.
Well, what I wonder is that if does a spouse become jealous of that kind of a relationship, or do they just realize, well, that's the way it is?
I have a lot of friends from growing up, but I don't know many people that have this experience that like there's a group of us from when we were 5 years old that are still really tight. Like
you have that?
I know
Crazy.
it's wild. And there's probably like, I don't know, 10 of us, but I'd consider 4 or 5 of them like my best friends. I talk to them. There's a group that I'm on with. There's 3 of us. We text all day long, every day.
It's amazing.
We've known each other since we were born. It's weird. So I think for my spouse who has he has like his boys from growing up, but it's like a normal, they talk to each other. And then there are periods of time where they don't talk to each other as much. I think it's strange for people to see that because it's rare, but he's used to it. And now they're his friends too. So, everybody's happy.
It works, right?
Yeah.
Adam, how does it be to play somebody who has arrested development? Because he really does seem like somebody who wants so badly to still be in that loop.
Yeah, I think that's easy. And I mean, I think Seth's traits and places in life and, are pretty easy to identify with, at least for me. I mean, I think a lot of the questions he's asking about marriage, although I was never trepidatious of it like he is, but I think there are questions most people ask a decade earlier, of themselves and of the world. And at the same time, he's feeling his age, which I am too. And I think, everyone's kind of feeling their age. And so, you have newfound middle age and you're still clinging to some of your freedom, if you will, from your 20s and reluctant to give that up and have all the anxiety that comes with that. Yeah, I mean, kind of basic in some ways, meat and potato stuff. I didn't have to look too hard to find it.
Did you ever feel that you were in that position where you think, okay, it's time to move on?
No. It's not that I got married young, but I didn't get married. I mean, I guess so. I mean, no. I mean, it's about the person, but I did feel like at a time in my life when I was, I don't know, which I think I was just kind of romantic and was like, I probably would have got married 5 years earlier than I did had I met her, and but no, I know I didn't have the same fear of it. I think part of me was a romantic and always just assumed that like I would meet that person and jump off a cliff with them and whatever happened, and I also don't have, and this could be healthy or unhealthy, but I don't have a fear of divorce that some people have a serious one. My parents are still together. There's pros and I mean, I'm happy they are, but it's not that they're my goal, either. But I just didn't have that like, but what if we, I'm like,
That's
and then
a
we
real
do.
thing. Yeah.
And then I don't know, but I know I want to do this and I'll take it as it comes.
Yeah. That is fear of divorce.
It works.
Our generation.
Lizzy, how is it doing the narration?
It was great. I just finished the final episode last week. I had done the scratch track, but like with the fancy microphone in my apartment while we were shooting, because they would use bits of it to play over scenes when they were on set actually shooting. So I've done it so many times now. And I have to say, I'm very sad it's over. It seemed like a mountain of work and I didn't know how it was going to get done. But now that I'm finished saying those words, I genuinely bummed about it.
Do you like that kind of work? Is that really that interesting? Or like with this,
Great
I
for
wonder if
this.
you knew too much. Your character would know too much about what was going on.
No, because she learns as well. You know, it was tricky to wrap my head around at first before we started shooting. Just trying to get a handle on, okay, so this is her take on everything that's happened, but it's in the future from what you're seeing because she's looking back and there is hindsight to this, but she's still learning things along with the audience. And it was just like tying my brain up in like pretzels. But because I had also never seen something like this, like oftentimes a voiceover feels like a lazy way to tell a story, but this is so much her arc as well. And so it just feels like its own thing. I didn't know if it was going to work. From what I've seen of the episodes, I feel like it really did work.
I love it. Two things. One, love your performance, the voice. It is this show. I mean, it's so great. And also, I loved the adaptation, how much they kept it in because she's a writer.
Yeah.
The movie and even the genre feels so novelistic. It's
Yeah.
such a, and she's Archer Sylvan, like it's such a male writer of the male examining his life in the middle age. It's such a book, it's such a Philip Roth, all those authors.
Yeah.
And what I love is how literary the show feels because of it. If you took out that voiceover, it wouldn't have that same novel feeling.
I agree with
And
that.
yeah, it feels like a book on screen in the best possible way to me.
It works. And so do the white shoes. So make sure you wear the white shoes all the time, Adam, because they really are you.
The white shoes.
What white
These.
Yes. No, when you're out with the guys and they're all wearing white tennis
Oh, the
shoes
white
because
shoes.
that's so
the
hip.
sneakers. Oh, fine. Okay. Will do.
Thank you guys
Thanks a lot.
so
Thanks.
much.
Bye.
How does it feel to have this now at this stage? I mean, it must have been when you were first dreaming about the story and trying to write the story.
It's been a long time with this story. It has been 7 years since I sat down and wrote its first sentence. And it's almost like I feel like I've written today, the premiere day, as this version of an extension of the story because it wasn't actually ever going to happen. I kept reading this poem about whether or not Sisyphus was happy. Like we don't ever consider that Sisyphus was happy.
Had you always thought of writing a book, or was this as a result of something else?
I thought of writing this story as an article about a sort of culture change in dating, but my GQ editor, that's where I was at the time, did not like the idea. And so I wrote it as a novel. I don't know. I guess maybe every writer thinks of writing other forms. I certainly always felt like I was just a writer, like that there was not a form I couldn't or could at least try. And the stakes felt very low. I felt no one would read it. And then when I was writing this, I felt no way would it get greenlit. So you do a lot of things in the shadows.
Is Lizzie's character you?
I mean, in any work of fiction, all the characters are the author. So I don't know if she is biographically more, but maybe you could say that you would make her more me, which would stop questions about whether or not I was more the other characters, who definitely have some implications to them.
So what kind of a friend are you? Are you a good friend, or are you one of those like, oh, good, we'll see you later?
I hope I'm a good friend. I'm a good friend.
Would you be the kind, though, that would kind of rush in and be the help there for somebody like
I hope
this?
I would be. I know that the book is the result of listening to many friends tell me about their troubles. So maybe yes. Yeah,
And
I never
then
thought of it that way.
how did they react to the whole thing? Are they like, oh my God, that's me. I know you're doing me here.
There are a lot of people since publication of this book who tell me that they know the person that this is about. And then sometimes I ask them who that is, and I've never met that person. So I think the thing I've learned is that thing in Anna Karenina that says all marriages, happy marriages are the same, unhappy marriages are different. I actually think it's wrong. I think all divorces are the same.
Okay. Good way of viewing that. I think that's a great point. Well, then where does it go from here? I mean, could there be a second season of this, or could there be, a whole new project that takes you in that direction, or what?
It's a limited series. This story is the breadth of the book, and I feel it's very complete. Um, you never know. Like I'm also very tempted to never let any of these characters go. It's sad. Whatever I write next will be a little less close to my bones than this, right? This was my first thing and my most essential thing that I can still feel in my stomach. But I've already written a second book. It'll be out next year.
Oh, wow. Well, then,
Yeah.
then the series and then the whole works goes, right?
Well, who knows? I'm expected back at my very nice job at the New York Times.
What I
So,
love though is that you have all of this entertainment kind of inside information dropped in.
Mhm.
I thought that was really cool. The first episode, I was like, oh my God, I know what she's talking about.
With which part?
There, you drop in little information. I wish I could, it's not in my head right now. But
Okay.
information about the entertainment world and all the things that are kind of stirring about with her as an agent.
An agent. I love agents. I think agents are fascinating. And I don't think anyone, I know there are a couple of shows about them, but I feel like agents are the most interesting people that I know.
And Hamilton, it's Hamilton, isn't it?
I mean, it's its own thing. It's like all your questions are about revealing something. Everything is what it is. If it reminds you of something, that's
Then I'm okay.
how the culture goes. Yeah.
Hey, thank you.
Everything's
so much.
derivative of everything else except for the Garden of Eden. That was the only original work.
There you go. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.